What's up, everyone, and welcome into episode number 555, where it is my honor and privilege to introduce a special guest joining this episode, and that is Lake Superior State swimmer Lucas Bradley. How you doing, Lucas?
I'm good. I'm good. You?
I'm doing good. Really appreciate
Good.
you joining. How has it been
Anytime.
with life without swimming for the last couple of weeks?
Easy. Really
Easy?
easy. I've been doing like nothing. Class, some homework, and that's about it. So,
I was just gonna say you probably have to have so much more free time. That has to be a little like weird, kind of having so much free time, being able to do stuff.
yeah. So we've had so many early morning practices, being up at 6 a.m. consistently, getting back into sleeping in for my 9 a.m.s and stuff. The sleeping in for 9 a.m. is a crazy thing to say, but it's
Yeah.
true. It's we're getting used to.
Did it take you a little while to kind of get used to that a little bit, or were you instantly like, "Hey, I don't have to wake up for 6 a.m. practice. I don't care anymore."
It took a couple days for my body to be like, oh wait, we don't have to be up for an alarm or anything. Let's just go back to bed. So it took a few days for that, but it's fine now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's one of those things where you get so used to it, where it's just like a little bit of like a shock once you kind of have so
Yep.
much more free time, and when you can truly go work out, go swim whenever you want, when you don't
Yep.
have set specific times where you're like, hey, I have to practice for 2 hours this day, but then you have so much
Yeah.
more free time now.
Yeah. No, I do. It's great.
Absolutely. How did the season go? I know this was your freshman year, first ever
Yep.
college season. So how was that experience?
It was a good experience overall. Season was a little rocky in spots with like facilities and just a new team and
Yeah,
figuring stuff out with a new coach again. Like season was a little rocky getting started, but overall I think it went okay for some better than others, but
yeah.
as an overall standard, I'd say it's pretty all right.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I believe this is your guys' second season as a team.
Yep.
New head coach, like you specifically
Yep.
mentioned. That couldn't have been easy, but it's also kind of you're still starting kind of the transition to becoming a team.
Right.
So I feel like it's kind of like understandable, but at the same time, it had to be an interesting experience.
Yeah, it was definitely different coming into the team that's brand new. So having a spot was cool with an old coach, and then hearing, oh, he's going to Florida. There's gonna be a new guy coming in, and it's
Yeah,
like, okay, I guess. Like for me, it didn't matter. For the people returning, it's like, what the heck's going on? And
yeah.
like this year, I believe was the first year with NCAA. Saying the first year with
Okay.
NCAA, the second year as a school program.
Yeah.
Since last year, there wasn't enough of a roster to be official, but
Was it weird coming in with a coach that wasn't really recruiting you, that wasn't really bringing you in, or was it more of like, hey, like it's just more of like, I just need to get to know this guy?
yeah, so for me, it wasn't awkward, I guess, because the
Yeah,
old coach is like, "Yeah, you have a spot if you want. It's a brand new team. We just need a roster at this point."
yeah,
And coming in again, it's just like, "All right, we got a new guy. It's just gonna be my first year with a new guy. Like it's
yeah.
college. Oh well, just figure it out. I'm here to swim. I'm not here to be with, oh, I missed this guy. I don't know." So
Yeah.
yeah,
And also, like you said, you're just trying to build a roster, right? Like you're just trying to
yeah,
get us, you have a spot, you want to continue to formulate a little bit of a roster. It's a brand new program, but it's also
yeah,
a pretty new sport to you as well. For most
yeah.
college swimmers, talk a little bit about how you started not too long ago and how kind of that
No.
process truly started.
Yeah, so that was a pretty unorthodox way for me to get into swimming. This was my fourth competitive year of swimming. I started my sophomore year of high school. I was running cross country through middle school, doing track, a little whatever else. I quit cross country
Yeah,
my sophomore year because I enjoyed the competition, but not the training. Doing 5, 6 mile days was not enjoyable, especially by yourself. So
yeah,
I dropped off of that, and then I went to try to join the basketball team, and after tryouts, they were like, "Yeah, you're tall, you're fast, you're athletic, but you just don't know where to go on the court." I'm like, "So you're a coach and you're still cutting me." But whatever, it was fine. So I told my mom, I was like, "Hey, got cut from the basketball team. I'm gonna go start swimming now." She's like,
yeah,
"Okay, you do you." Like,
yeah.
so joined the swim team. That was awful trying to
Was
learn
it?
to swim for the first time because you're in a lake with like your family. Like, yeah, I'm a pretty good swimmer. I can swim fast. I don't drown in the deep end of a pool.
Yeah.
It's different. It's so different. So different.
Did you ever expect yourself to become a swimmer? Like, was that ever in the back of your mind at any point,
No.
or was it more of just like, hey, I need to do something. This is the
Yeah.
only other sport that I can do.
Yeah, it was basically just finding a new sport. Cause I played baseball through, like, T-pitch and little league and stuff like that. I was just kinda
Yeah,
tired of that. It was just finding another sport, and it's like, I guess we'll go swim, try it out, whatever, see what happens. If I hate it, I'll quit.
yeah.
Obviously haven't, so
Yeah, I was just gonna say you went from running miles on end to swimming miles on end. Did you kind of
yeah.
know what you were getting yourself into when you started? Like, did you know anyone on the team, or was it more of like an open kind of mindset where you're like you specifically said, if I enjoy this, I'm going to continue. If not, then there's probably other avenues to try other things.
Yeah, I knew people on the team. I wasn't, like, really close friends with them, but I knew people on the team, and it was for me going in, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't like, excuse me. First couple practices were wildly different than I ever would have thought. It was insane.
Did you have like a welcome to college kind of swimming moment? Like maybe like a set, maybe like a practice, maybe one after the practice where you get out and you can like not really even feel your legs and arms at all.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, I didn't really have, like, a welcome to college, but I think my biggest welcome to college was the coach texting in a group chat, "Hey, the pool is open. We can't have practice yet, but facilities are free to use if you want it." So, it
Yeah.
was kinda that. There was a workout written on the board that we were trying to do, and it's like, "Oh, I am wildly out of shape. This is gonna be awesome getting back into all this." So,
Yeah, it's
it
one of those
wasn't
sports that you kind of have to
yeah.
truly do all year round. And if you don't, it's kind of like good luck once you kind of get back into it.
Yeah, it really was. So I don't know if it was necessarily a specific set that was like welcome to college, but it was like getting back in the pool for the first time. And our facilities used to be 25-meter. I was always used to 25-yard. I was like,
Okay.
it's not that much different, but it's different enough to know. And it's like, wow,
Yeah.
ow.
What's been the biggest difference between both of those for you?
Between yards and meters.
Yeah.
I didn't have much of an experience with meters because that pool,
Okay.
those facilities got shut down shortly after. We were only in there for a month or 2, and then it
Okay.
was taken away, unfortunately.
Okay, so really didn't obviously have that much of a different experience,
No.
but for that little while, it was probably
Yeah.
like, yeah, maybe I don't like this as much.
Yeah, say taking, like, a longer stroke into the wall or trying to count strokes, and it's like you finish weird, and it's just
Yeah,
backstroke was kinda odd, but
yeah. When did you realize, especially kind of early on in high school, when you end up joining your sophomore
mhm.
year, that you actually kind of enjoy it? And how did you find enjoyment in a sport that truly can be so difficult, especially early on?
Yeah, I don't specifically know. It was really the summer between my junior and senior year where, because like, my first year, my PR50 was, like, a 34 or something, just
Okay.
god awful, and
Yeah.
then my sophomore year, I got down to, like, a 28, I was doing okay, and then for whatever reason, between that summer, I was just in the pool, like, 4 days a week. Nothing
Yeah.
crazy, but a lot for me, especially my 3rd year coming into swim, like, I don't know what happened, but it just kinda, like, clicked. I was like, I like this a lot." And it's like, I enjoyed the training
Yeah.
too, which enjoying training and swim is a little different, but having people there, the coach was really cool, like, I just enjoyed the culture of swim, and that was really
Yeah.
fun. So it really got me into the pool over the summer into my senior year where we did pretty good as a high school team, so
Did the kind of the culture and the team aspect of it kind of remind you a little bit of cross country or not really? Because for most like cross country teams, it seems like it's pretty like close. Obviously, you guys like run
yeah.
together, and then obviously swimming, you are in the same facilities for hours on end. Was there any comparison between those sports for you, or was it truly really swimming that was completely different than anything you've ever been used to regarding like culture and like team chemistry in high school?
Yeah, so I think the most similar thing I had were the coaches. The coaches both were really cool. On the cross country team, a lot of those guys were really close with each other,
Okay.
but I wasn't super tight knit with a lot of them. So I was just kind
Okay.
of in the back of the group trying to keep up. It wasn't a whole lot of
Yeah.
like really close with the cross country group, but the swim group I got a little bit closer. Nothing insane as they're all in lane 5. I'm down here in lane 1 trying to doggy paddle. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there wasn't a massive similarity between. It was pretty different getting into it.
Yeah, and I know you specifically said there's not like one specific moment that you kind of realize like everything like
Um,
clicked where you're like, hey, I really enjoy it, just kind of got to that
yeah.
point. When did it start to click though? Like you started to really kind of like drop time. Really, was it like form? Was it kind of coaches? Was it really just the amount of time and effort you put into it that truly was kind of when you realized like, hey, like I have potential and I can be pretty good in this sport?
Yeah, I think it was, I mean, from a 34 to a 28, like that's a great time difference, but just
Yeah,
getting into the sport, you're going to naturally drop a lot of time from getting in. You're so wildly inefficient in the water, you don't even realize it.
yeah,
So, like, I think in time trials, I went like a 58 and a
okay,
53 down to like a 34 my first season. Like, there wasn't necessarily one specific thing to drop time. I think it was honestly just yards and time in the pool. I watched a lot of videos on different people like, "Hey, how does some freestyle? This is your
yeah,
like early vertical forearm," and all those basic videos. Those helped a
yeah.
little bit. And it's just like trying to learn where your body is at in the water is also very different. So learning, having more time in the water, and then probably learning where you are is what helped the most.
Yeah, because I think people don't realize like how important form
Mm-mm.
is in swimming.
No.
Like a lot of people just like, hey, like you just kind of, I don't want to say flail your arms, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So sometimes it feels like and looks like that in a 50, but it truly is much more than that.
It really is. I think to me personally, swimming is one of the most technical sports there is. Like there is technique involved in any aspect of a sport. Like
Yeah,
Olympic curling, like you see them like spinning forget what they're called, but there's
yeah.
technique in every sport. But with swim, you get one thing wrong and your entire race is screwed up. In like a 50, 100, 200, sometimes you can recover, but it's so technical to a T that it's wildly different.
Yeah, especially at 50 in college, right? Like everyone's
Mhm.
swimming like 20s at that point.
Yeah,
It's about like like if you're even like a millisecond off or if you don't hit the
yeah.
wall as well as you should, you're not going to win that race. Now in high school
No.
that might be a little bit different because
Yeah.
there's different kind of levels to it. But like when you're talking about kind of events that you swim, the 50, the 100, we'll
Yep.
talk a little bit about fly as well as I
Sure.
know this was kind of a little bit of a
Yep.
newer experience for you this year, but there's truly a lot that goes into it technique wise, but there's
There
also a
is.
lot of like mental and physical toll that it can take on you. Just what
Yep.
kind of impact can it truly be on you more of a sprinter when it comes to swimming a 50 freestyle, 100 freestyle, or the fly?
Yeah. So the like mental toll, I guess, like they always say for a sprinter, you want to just muscle memory. You don't want to think about the race at all because once you start thinking, you're going to be slow. I
Okay.
personally don't love the 50 as much for the one reason of you mess one thing up, you're a little slow on your wall, you're slightly too far, your race is just thrown. You're
Yeah.
swimming half a second slow, like it's just so close. I don't personally enjoy it that much. But, like, I can see if you're a designated sprinter, like, it's your thing and it's your
Yeah.
life, it can be pretty nerve-wracking, especially how close those races get. You see the pool in this
Exactly.
one line all the way down, all the way back, and it's a
Yeah.
hundredth of a second difference.
Oh, absolutely.
It can be pretty big. It's just
Yeah.
nerve-wracking getting up on that block, so
Yeah, and like you said, you make one little mistake, you're a second
yep,
late, you're a split second late. Like you're not going to win unless you're just so talented
yeah,
that like you can kind of overcome that. But obviously
mhm,
at the college level, that's a little bit different. But for you, obviously you just wrapped up your first college
yep,
season. When did you know that like college swimming was a possibility for you, especially kind of going into that junior, senior year? And then just talk a little
yeah.
bit about was it Lake Superior State that was really kind of the only college that you truly were considering?
Yeah, so I only heard about Lake State from one of my teammates that would came up here actually, Ivy D'Lo. She's on the team this year. She's a
Okay.
sophomore going into her junior year. I heard about it because of her. She came up here. She was recruited by Eric and whatever
Yeah.
else. But I just know I wanted to swim in college. It was just like touching out to a few people. I was reached out to a few colleges. I think like Alma reached out and different places like that.
Yeah.
But Lake State was the biggest difference 'cause I reached out to him. He's like, "Yeah, we need people. Come up. Like, if you want a spot, you got it."
Yeah,
And then places like Alma would have been cool to swim at, but I was also really looking for a degree because I know personally, like, I'm not gonna go pro. There's not a chance in the world. Like, I can probably get pretty quick, but, there's no chance I'm going pro and making money at this. So it's
yeah,
finding a life after swim, still pursuing your future. So Lake
yeah.
State was a place with engineering 'cause they have good engineering programs. They were a part of Michigan Tech before. They were an engineering school, so coming here was just kinda obvious.
Yeah. And you said you obviously knew someone up here going into
Yep.
her 30, I believe you said. Did
Yeah,
she
no.
do any like recruiting pitching for you, or did she kind of tell you a little bit about it, or was it kind of nice coming into, even though it was a newer program at the time, or still is a newer
Yeah.
program at the time, to have someone that had a familiar face on the program?
Um, I mean, our team was so small in high school. We swam co-ed. I swam co-ed with Ivy for a year. Like there
Did
was
you
only 2
really?
girls. Yeah, there's only 2 girls that came on our team. I think it was my junior year of high school or my what year was it? I want to say it was my junior year because it wasn't my
Okay.
senior for sure. But we swam co-ed at one point. So like I know her a decent amount, but we were never still again like close knit. It wasn't like, hey, there's a familiar face. Like it wasn't just
Yeah.
immediate connection. It was just kind of like, oh, he's here again. She's
Yeah.
there. Cool beans. Like,
Yeah. It had to be a little bit nice, kind of once you started to truly make kind of that transition to being a college swimmer.
yeah, no, it wasn't so bad. Like having people you recognize is always fun. Making new friends is kind of the point of college and then going and experiencing your own thing.
Yeah,
But it wasn't so bad to say like, oh, hey, I know you. That's
yeah,
cool. So
yeah. No, absolutely. And obviously, I want to kind of get into a little bit more of kind of the transition more into college swimming. We've kind of gotten a little
yeah.
bit of your background, how you started, which is obviously a unique one. You don't hear a ton about people doing it, but I'm glad obviously you did. It turned out really well for
Yeah.
you. How different was college swimming, like the practices, like how different was that compared to what you had prior?
Yeah, so my high school coaches, I was coached under, female, like, Stephanie Price was her name, for a
Okay.
season and a half, and then her husband started taking over, Terry Price, and
Okay.
Terry was basically the definition of YouTube certified, if I
Okay.
could give him that. Great guy, love him, he's awesome,
Yeah.
but I think he learned to swim when he was, like, 28 from
Really
Stephanie, yeah, like, Stephanie swam in
interesting.
college, she was good, like, she knew the sport, but Terry just kinda came in to fill a spot because
Yeah.
she just started, like, having to have work and different time conflicts and stuff, so he started coming in,
Yeah.
but he didn't know much of the sport at all, so if I had to give him a title, it'd be more like YouTube certified. And
Okay.
then coming into college swim, now with, Timothy O'Neill is his name, he swam at UMass, like, he's done good. He was, assistant and then interim head coach at
Yeah.
I forget where, but he knows the sport on a far more technical level than they ever did, and that's been wildly helpful to, like, hear, like, good feedback from a coach and, like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
we can work on this. This is why it's kinda slow. This is what's gonna happen when this thing" like, just on a technical level and just a knowledge of the sport and how things work is just
Yeah.
far better.
And obviously having kind of that little bit of like technical background, being obviously like you said, kind of having like a little bit of like coaching experience, having like obviously swam at UMass, stuff like that. I know swimming has gotten a lot more like technology based. Like
Yep.
there's like underwater cameras now. There's stuff like that that can truly help with form. Being obviously a second year going into a third year program. Do you guys have that? Like, has that been something that has really helped you? Or is it more of kind of like, again, really that technical background that he has that's truly kind of made you and helped you with your form?
Yeah, so I as small as the team is, it wasn't like immediate one-on-one coaching because you still have to build a program. You're still doing other things. You have a lot of other time to do besides just being in the pool, staring at a kid, trying to make him fast.
Yeah.
And he has like his own GoPro. Like we've done underwater videoing, and
Okay.
that's helped a little bit. He's like doing a lot of drills. We've done. incorporated drills into almost every practice. Like we'd have a warm up, preset, technique set, main set almost every practice. So
Okay.
doing all of that stuff was really helpful. And again, it's just time in the water. This is my
Yeah.
fourth competitive year. I just need yards at this point. He's told me that over and over and over. You just need yards to swim, is
Yeah.
really all it is.
And how dramatically have you changed as like a swimmer from when you started at Lake State to where you are right now? Like, what have been some of the things that you've been working on? What are some of the things you're really happy with? Obviously, for a full season, you are going to
Right.
improve in certain aspects.
Yeah. So as a swimmer, I mean, obviously you get better every year you swim,
Yeah,
whether it's time improvement or not, you still get better. But I think myself learning the sport, learning what to expect in college and how the practices maybe ran and
yeah,
what to expect in those, whether it's going to be a hard day, it's like an easy day. It's just like show up, whatever happens, happens. Try not to
yeah,
complain. It's just
yeah,
as a swimmer, you just I don't wanna say more knowledgeable, but you just from high school, it's like, oh, you show up, you have fun with your buddies, and maybe you're tired at the end of the day. Here, it's just like, expect to be dead.
yeah.
More or
It,
less, it's just
yeah, it's
yeah.
one of those things where you probably walk in, you look at the board, and you're like, yeah, that's not going to be fun. This is not going to be
No.
a good practice.
No, and it's always different too because he doesn't write it on a board. He just has it on his phone or a sheet of paper and starts reading it off and says, "Alright, lane 3 through 6, you're doing this. Lanes 1 through 3, you're
Okay.
doing that." So, it's
So
also
you
trying to
guys never
listen to
know.
him. No, not really. No.
That's interesting. So you never know how long the practice is. You probably know about like the time length you guys are going to get to, but it's
Yeah.
probably be like how many more sets, what's going to be the main set, stuff like that. So that has
Yeah.
just to be a little bit of a different kind of approach and little. I don't want to say mental game, but like you kind of are like thinking in your head like how much more do we actually have to go at this point?
Yeah, and he loves to do it. "Oh, get in, 300 loose in, then we'll get going." And it's like, you're swimming 300, it's like, "All right, it's Tuesday. What are we gonna do?" Tuesdays are normally kinda hard. Thursdays are kinda like breath control. Fridays, like,
Yeah.
kinda hard. It's just like, what day is he gonna decide to have?
E- Exactly. Are you one of the first people in the pool, or are you one of the last people in the pool?
Um,
I know there's some people that are really early that they get in, jump in
yeah.
right away. I know there's some people that hang on the pool deck as long as possible.
Yeah, it kinda depends on the day. If he's, like, really shoving you in the pool, I tend to be more middle of the pack because 'cause I'm not trying to be
Okay.
last, like, "Get in the water, Luke. What are you doing? We got, like" I'm not
Yeah.
trying to get yelled at. Being the first in the water isn't a bad thing, but it's also, like, it's morning, it's cold. I don't wanna get in. Like, I'd
Yeah.
rather stand here with my goggles on for a second, contemplating my life choices, and then jump in.
Yeah, even though, like you said, you're contemplating life choices, it's something that you love to do. It's like the community. It's kind of a sport that you've kind of grown into, but it's also a sport, again, kind of with your background, it's a sport that you're going to continue to get better in. Like you said,
Yeah,
the more amount of time, the more amount of yards that you put in, for a lot of college swimmers, they've been doing this for like 10, 12
yeah,
years, and it might be like, hey, will I get like a PR like ever again? Like, have I kind of reached my
mhm,
peak? And for you, you don't really have kind of that mileage on
no.
yourself. You're just going to continue to hopefully improve and eventually reach the peak.
Yeah, that's the hope. And I said we had a team meeting at one point too, and we talked like each person went through like their life story. Fedor Mironov, I believe you did a podcast with him. He's from
Yeah,
Russia, and his story was like, "Yeah, I'm from a small town in Russia. I was swimming for a little bit, joined a club, went to Moscow, was swimming." Like, not all of us have that. I'm from a little town in Russia, and I've been swimming since I was 6. It's
yeah.
so different for everybody.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And obviously, with that, like you get to meet so many people from so many different places, right? Like you obviously get to know your teammates. You also, I'm
Yep.
sure, have probably gotten to know other members of other teams as well that you've competed against. Like it's just really a whole big swimming community. And I think that's truly what makes swimming different. But also, I think that's truly what makes people kind of buy into a sport and kind of be in that sport for as long as they are.
Yeah, cause like, in swim, you have people that have egos, obviously, like, you're gonna wanna win, people are doing whatever, but it's
Yeah,
not like you're on a basketball court and they just think they're the absolute top goats, like, you're not on the hockey rink and they're just like the people are so separated in the sport, like,
yeah.
in the water, yeah, you're trying to kill each other, absolutely. Once you're out of the water, you're high-fiving, like, you're on the bleachers talking to other people, it's just
Yeah.
everybody's kind of chill. It's just fine. Yeah.
And I was just going to say, even with different teams, there's obviously different sets, there's different
Mhm.
practices, but everyone's kind of going through the same quote unquote like grind. Everyone's kind of going through
Yep.
the same suck. Like everyone's probably waking up at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, jumping into a freezing cold pool that they don't want to
Yeah.
do, but they do it because they not only like signed up for it, but there's kind of a little bit of like you have to love it in certain ways. Kind of
Yeah.
you kind of have to be a little bit crazy to do it, but that again, at the end of the day, it's a great sport.
No, it really is. And it was hard too because our facilities, I keep saying they got shut down. Our drop ceiling started caving in above one of the offices in the corner because it's just like those weird plastic tiles. It's just all the
Yeah,
humidity and lack of maintenance. They just started collapsing from all the humidity. So they
yeah.
shut down our pool. We've had to drive about 20 minutes down to Rudyard, local high school pool. We had to practice there every morning. So we were up at 6, 6:30, 7 o'clock going into taper, which was awesome. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was just hard getting up in the morning. It's like -15 with a wind chill in the UP. There's like
Oh
5,
yeah.
6 feet of snow. It's just not enjoyable at all, but it's a choice you make every day. So you got to do it if you want to keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm like you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you're in your car, probably white knuckling it for the 20 minutes. There's
Yeah.
there's snow all over the ground. You jump in a
Yep.
freezing cold pool, you drive back, do the same thing every single day. It's just
Yeah.
kind of the craziness that you have to have, but you truly have to love it to do it.
You do. I say waking up at 6 a.m. every day, 6 days a week was wildly difficult. It got really old really fast, but you
Yeah.
also get used to it to a point.
Yeah, and you got at least another probably 3 years ahead of yourself
Yeah.
doing that. But obviously, you got the experience to swim in college. What was that
Yeah.
first meet like? Your first college meet and kind of that first road trip that you guys had?
Yeah, I say I'm really bad with this. I'm trying to remember the first meet we had, but I think it was more of a triple header. Forget where it was held, but maybe in Saginaw? I don't know, but it was just really different. I mean, just seeing the times was mostly the different aspect of it. Like any meet is ran about the same, just the amount of events and different events is kind of what
Yeah.
separated it.
Yeah, I believe it was in Marquette at Northern Michigan, was
Yeah,
the first
sounds
year.
about right. Yeah,
Yeah, because then you guys went to Davenport. You actually went down to Davenport several different times, and then you also went
yeah.
to Florida for a little bit as well.
Yeah, yeah, the coach took Fedor and, Andrea down there. Those
Yeah.
Andrea's from Spain and then Faye's from Russia, but they went down there, competed, so
Yeah, hopefully in the next few years, hopefully you guys will be able to do like a train trip or something down in Florida. Kind of get
yeah,
out of the cold
yeah,
weather of upper Michigan and go someplace warm because I'm
yeah.
sure you probably haven't gotten to experience swimming outside very much.
No, not a whole lot. I say I've been down to Florida a few times, visited some family. My grandpa used to swim a lot. They really had when I got into sport,
Good.
but he swam at a local pool. Caleb Dressel has a 50 free record at the pool he used to swim at there.
Really?
Yeah, that was an outdoor pool. That was kinda fun to swim in. It was I've done it a little bit, but nothing like with an actual sport. I was just
Yeah.
racing the old man to see if I could beat him, and I was happy when I did.
Hey,
But
there you go. There you go. You got
yeah,
to swim in the pool that Caleb Dressel has a record in, which is absolutely
yeah,
insane. One of the, if not the best swimmers ever. Obviously, I think Michael Phelps is, but
yeah,
Caleb Dressel is pretty good as well.
yeah.
So
One of the best sprinters, I would say. Yep.
yeah, yeah, and you also swim similar events to him as well, freestyle, fly as well.
Yeah, so I wouldn't try to compare myself to Dressel, like, at all. That is way different. But, yeah, similar-ish events, yeah.
Yeah, which includes obviously fly as well.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about learning and kind of having to compete fly.
Yeah. So when our coaches got switched over, we had emails and like, hey, this is the coach, this is his contact, reach out to him if you want. I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, hey, name's Luke. These are some of my times, different events, and this is kind of what I want to try. And it was one of those things I was like, yeah, I kind of want to try fly. So I didn't do much of it in high school. I think the 100 fly I saw in high school was a 108. like
Okay.
slow as hell. It was
Yeah.
awful. I was also trying to save myself. I was like, oh, first I'm swimming fly. I don't want to die. Da da da. It was
Yeah.
like 30 and then a 38 Mac. It was awful. But getting into college, it was like I would do it sometimes if we had like IM order and different things of that in a warm up or a preset and a little bit of
Okay.
technique. But at one point, I was talking to the coach. I was like, "Am I ever gonna swim?" He's like, "Yeah, just like not when we're trying to actually swim fly. Like if you want to just swim it here and there, like doing like the IM order,
Yeah.
like 200 whatever's." But getting into that, it was very different. I remember at one point I was going off the blocks into a breakout and I was doing like 25 fly sprints.
Okay.
And I did one breakout and my teammate was standing next to the coach. Coach was like, wow, he's gonna be a 200 fly guy. And I got to the pool and he's like, you might be a 200 fly person. I'm like, not
You're
this
like,
year.
no.
No, 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 no. Like, not this year, man. You're crazy for that. But he's like, "You have the stroke for it." And one of the things we talked about too is like my stroke rate is relatively slow compared to everybody else in the pool. I got to get that up. But swimming fly, I never did it in high school because trying to teach somebody to swim, you're not gonna throw them in fly the first 2 weeks.
No.
Like, it just wasn't something I explored in, and our team was so small. I mean, I went 49-5 at states in high school, and that was winning most of the dual meets we had. So I
Okay.
never really experienced, like, getting into different strokes and doing things like that.
Yeah.
Coming into college and trying to swim fly, it was just wildly different, and I wasn't used to it. Like, it was
Yeah.
very different muscles, it's, like, a lot more it was just harder, way harder than I expected it to be,
Yeah.
and doing full sets of it too. It was so different. Just dead. Just
The
dead.
the most important part, are you glad you said something about fly?
I think so. As of right
Okay.
now, yeah. I mean, I went 108 in high school on the one fly. When I time trialed it at the GLIACs, I went 55.4. And
Hey,
I
there
went
you go.
55 in the one free like my sophomore year of high school. So like getting my fly times down to my old freestyle times, like the first like I started swimming at halfway through the year.
Yeah.
Just about like early into the first like late in the first semester, early second semester when I just started swimming it more.
Yeah.
So it's just for now, I think I am doing practices of fly. It's like, man, I regret every second of that. It's just it hurts a lot.
Yeah.
So as I get into it more, should be fine. But yeah, it's not so bad.
I was just gonna say it'll become more natural, kind of become
Yeah.
obviously maybe a stroke that you do more often. We'll obviously see if that kind of changes. I'm sure you're probably not necessarily wanting to go breaststroke. I know that's a pretty unpopular swim stroke, but I also know that you also got to compete in IM event one
Yeah.
time earlier this year, which you didn't necessarily know how that was gonna go. How did that
No.
go? How fun was that?
That it went better than expected. I don't know if
That's
that's
good.
my definition of fun necessarily, but it was
Hey,
a fine
everything's
race.
fun, right?
Yeah, I
Everything's fun
don't
in swimming.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head what I went. I wanna say it was, like, 2:30 or something really slow like that, but I got out of the water and I was like, felt legal, I think. I don't
Yeah,
really know. It was like trying to do the turns for the first time. I saw my name in the lineup for the 2 IM, and I was like, "How do I do a back to breast turn? How do I do a breast to fly turn? I haven't done this before." Like,
yeah,
it was just very different learning it, but it went fine. It was okay. I didn't get DQ'd, so I'll take that.
that's good.
Yeah,
It truly seems like it's a little bit of kind of a learning experience for you. Like they're
it
just
was.
trying to kind of have an idea of what they want you to swim. And obviously you have like the freestyle kind of events that you've gotten good at. A big reason
Mhm.
why obviously you end up swimming Lake State is because of that, but it's also like you're trying to like try these different events, and there's obviously comes with a little bit of like it might not always be fun. It hurts probably a lot of
Yeah.
the time, but it's probably also nice not having to have like specific like things that you do at every single
Yeah.
meet.
Yeah, and it's easier too to explore with a smaller team because you need people to fill events. We
Yeah,
had, I think, 12 guys starting this year. Like, it's so small. You just need people to swim different things. So it was pretty easy to get into different stuff. One of my teammates, he came from high school, swimming like 2 IM, a little bit of fly. He liked backstroke. He wanted to do like the two back and stuff. He ended up swimming like the 1,000, the 500, 4 IM, two fly. Like, he's done a bunch of different events.
yeah,
Hated a lot of them, like some of them, but it's really easy to explore when you have a small team like that, and a coach that's willing to throw you in. It's like, yeah, go figure it out. I don't really
yeah.
care. DQ, DQ, whatever. It's a new
Yeah,
team. Figure it out. So,
exactly. Do you ever see yourself trying any distance events, or are you
yep.
going to kind of stick with? Well, you did swim 500 once, but
Yeah. Yeah, I did
outside
do
of
that.
that, did you don't expect yourself trying any like
No.
1,000 mile anything like that?
Not preferably. No. So it
Not
was such a small
preferably.
team. The
Yeah.
coach really wanted us to go to like last chance. He had me and both my roommates were sitting on the bench at Northern actually. And
Okay.
he was like, "All right, rock, paper, scissors. You guys, whoever loses swims 1,000 at last chance, or like the mile at last chance." And like, oh, school record, and none of us wanted to do it. It's the mile, like school record be
Yeah.
broke next year by some guy that comes in and starts swimming it. Like,
Yeah.
but I think like my ideal events would be like 100, 200 freestyle, 100, 200 fly.
Yeah.
Two fly, maybe I'll regret saying that. Maybe I won't. But I'd rather stay away from like 500, 1,000 mile. Throw me in
Yeah.
it if you need a spot to be filled, but don't expect me to win it. So
Yeah, but at the same time, like again, it's just kind of the fun part of it. It's fun being part of a
mhm.
little bit of a smaller team. Who ended up losing the rock paper scissors? I'm assuming you didn't end up losing it. So
No, no, I was safe. It was Hudson, the guy that was swimming with the 4 a.m. and two fly, and yeah,
okay,
he lost that little battle. He was pretty upset, but
I was just gonna say you probably breathed a sigh of relief once you realized that you won.
yeah, yeah, I was pretty happy. Coach ended up letting him go off the hook. Like I think there's only two guys
Okay,
going to last chance. He wanted me to go, so I'm like the one fly there, but I just saw him at time trial at conferences. I got taken out of the 4 free relay anyway, so I was like,
yeah.
but yeah, Faye's going. He's gonna try to get his 100 freestyle A cut. He's trying to get there. Another teammate's going to try
Nice.
to get some more PRs. So
Oh, that's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about conference though.
yeah,
You experienced your first conference a few
yep,
weeks ago, involved taper, which I know is one of swimmers' favorite
yep.
things. There's obviously a ton of that process that goes into that. Just talk about kind of leading up to conference, how that went, what conference was like, kind of the atmosphere, just kind of the overall, just how different the not only the preparation for a conference was but also the conference me as well.
Yeah. So going into conference training wise, we were coming off a streak where we were going hard a lot of days, but it wasn't insanely difficult. And then about a week and a half, 2 weeks before conference, we were really hitting it hard. We were not having much rest on the walls. I think we got up to like 5, 6,000 yards a few times. Like it
Okay.
was pretty difficult getting into it.
Yeah.
And then about a week out of conference, we started tapering down pretty hard. A week, 2 weeks before that, we were started going easier, more like 3,000, 4,000.
Yeah.
And then conference itself it was really cool. Walking out of the locker room for the first time at Holland Chrysler, seeing the far wall lined up of all Grand Valley. The bleachers right next to you are Wayne and Northern, and then you're stuck over in the corner on a set of risers because you're a small team. But
Yeah.
we had Saginaw next to us, Davenport in the corner. Like it's pretty cool seeing everybody there. Trying to
Yeah.
find a place to stretch that wasn't wet was a difficult task, but
Yeah.
besides that,
But also the atmosphere had to
yeah.
be really cool. Like it was probably nothing that you've ever been used to or have ever really experienced prior.
Not even close. I say prelims was about like any college meet you have. Like, yes, people want to win. There's a lot of cheering going on in the final, a couple three heats. But the finals in the evenings were always really cool. Because you have the first heat, they're going, everybody's warming up, it's cool. Final heat walks out, they got their song going on. Like it just
Yeah.
reminded me a lot of conference in high school and then states.
Yeah.
But it's still wildly different. You got a whole riser of Northern just going wild. You got all their parents sitting right above them. You got Grand Valley on the side, like shaking bells and flipping
Yeah.
towels. It's like what you'd see like if you're watching D1 NCAA replays and stuff. It's like their student sections and the other swimmers just going nuts. It was really cool.
Yeah, and then or a lot of people are going like best times. A lot of people
Yeah,
are going really fast. Like it's truly the meet for a lot of people that like they practice all year for. Like they
they
put in
do.
the time, they put in the hours. There's obviously some individuals that end up going to nationals that qualify for
Yep.
nationals that they have a couple more weeks of practice that they still have to do. But like it's a big meet of every single year. There's
Yeah.
taper, you guys suit up, stuff like that. Like like you put in everything that you can for that moment.
Yeah. It takes a lot, but you always have the preparation all year. You just gotta trust the training, trust the process, trust the taper, and go swim.
Was it as big or was it even bigger than you expected it to be, or was it about what you kind of expected it to be?
It was a little bit bigger than what I expected it to be, but it was really similar. I think finals is
Okay.
what the drastic difference was of like, wow, yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot going on here. But
Yeah.
prelims first few days, it was just kind of, yeah, here we are, rush something, go warm up, swim an event, try to get a PR. If you do, cool.
Yeah.
If you don't, oh well. So
Yeah, especially those relays. Those relays are
yeah,
something different at the end of every single night. It's a really long day. It's a really long
it
day,
is.
but those relays always get everyone hyped.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Let's say as a small team, we don't have designated people for like relays and stuff, so we didn't expect to do great in them. But I think we still broke all of like we broke our seed times, broke the records, and all that
Good.
stuff. So we did good for our relays individually, but it was cool watching the others as well once you're out of the pool.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, as you continue to grow, as you continue to get better in the next couple of years, you're going to continue to have records broken.
Yep.
You're going to continue to get faster. You're going to continue to have a team that continues to get bigger. Is that what you're looking forward to the most? Just kind of not only really kind of the transition, the improvement that you're going to see throughout your next couple of years at Lake State, but just kind of the growth that you see from the team as well?
Yeah, so like obviously you want to get better as a swimmer. Like I have all my goal times. I've talked about that with coach a little bit, but I'm not ever gonna be absolutely insane. I might be okay, but I'm more like focused on getting better as myself, but also like having a full team. Just
Yeah,
that culture is gonna be really cool to have, cheering on the side of the pool deck, like just having people actually in events and not just, oh, there's Northern, oh,
yeah,
there's GV, like, oh, they're swimming, good for them. It'll
yeah.
be, hey, there's a blue cat in the pool. Hey, there's a yellow, like this year,
Yeah,
I think we had yellow caps for GLIACs, but it was just be cool having people in the pool cheering, a bigger team culture, or more things to do than just like the 10 of us that are left. So,
yeah. Yeah, and obviously, like every single year, you want to continue to get bigger. Obviously, it's important to kind of keep that culture, and obviously, like hopefully in the next couple of years, you'll have a couple of great seasons. Hopefully,
yeah.
you guys will have a big team in the next couple of years, and maybe in a couple of years down the road, we can maybe have a conversation again and just how dramatically different
Yeah.
not only your story is, but how much you guys have grown as a team since then.
Yeah. How things have changed. That could be pretty cool. So,
Yeah, absolutely. But before I wrap up, I do want to
yeah.
end on one last question because obviously,
Okay.
just kind of your story. This is also one that I kind of end on for most people, but just because your story is super
Sure.
unique, for those listening that are kind of in similar situations where you are, where you're like, you
Okay.
don't necessarily know what to do, you're looking for a sport, or you're just looking for a change, right?
Yep.
Why should they join swimming, and just what has the sport taught you, and just how much has it impacted who you are?
Yeah. So, like other sports, you're gonna get a workout no matter what, but swim is full body. When you think of, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, do cardio. Oh, there's swim. Hey, I'm gonna go hit back and buys. Oh, there's swim. Hey, I'm gonna go hit a leg day. Just start kicking. Like, swim
Yeah,
can give you everything you're looking for in that. If you're looking for the competitive aspect, swimming is massively competitive. Like the
yeah,
times at the GLIACs for the 100, the 50, like they were all really, really close. Like swimming itself is very competitive. You can get better if you want to be. There's vast opportunities. If you're
yeah,
looking for just like a casual club team to go swim with, go talk to the coach. Be like, hey, I'm here for a good time. I want to get better, maybe a little bit faster, but I'm not trying to like kill myself every day. I like to sleep at night, and like
yeah,
you can just be honest with them. A lot of them are open to that. If they're not, I mean, there's still pools available and probably in your area. Like, it's not. It's just a good sport to get into.
yeah.
To what it taught me is just getting up, being a bit more motivated. Everybody loves to be lazy. It's great. Just sit on your
Oh
phone,
yeah,
die for a little while, sit on the couch, lay in bed, go eat some Oreos. Like, and
yeah,
then swimming, you burn so many calories in the water and you sweat a lot too. You don't realize it, but you sweat a lot. You can
yeah.
have an Oreo and not feel bad about it. I still
Exactly.
eat whatever I want, and it's like, fine. I'm not
Yeah,
shredded. I don't need to be. Like, you can do whatever you want still while swimming. Sure, watch what you eat. You gotta eat healthy. Like going into taper, like I was cutting back on the Oreos and stuff. I was
yeah,
eating broccoli and doing the smart thing. But no, it's good for anybody, any age groups. They have USA Master Swimming and age group. Like
yeah,
I've seen videos of 90-year-olds jumping in the water and going and breaking records for the 90-year-old age group. Like
yeah.
it's really for anybody.
Absolutely. And it's a sport that once you joined, you didn't necessarily know what you're getting into. You didn't know
No.
it was going to lead into what it is. And now you're a college swimmer, you're a college athlete,
Yep.
and probably didn't expect it, but I'm sure along the way, it's been worth every step.
Yeah, it has. It really has. It's been a really great experience, really eye-opening.
Awesome, man. Like I said earlier, you have a couple more years left to go, which
Yep.
I truly wish you the best of luck. I wish your
Thank
team
you.
the best of luck as well. Hope you guys
Yeah,
continue
thank you.
to grow, have a couple of great seasons left to go. But really appreciate
Yeah.
you joining, man. Hope this
Of
was
course, yeah.
worth your time. Hopefully you had fun. One thing I always say
Yeah, it
to
was good.
anyone that ever joins is if you ever want to come back on, would love to have you back on. But hopefully you had fun.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, thank you for having me. It was a great time. Good to talk.
Absolutely. And that is a wrap to episode number 555. Thank you again to Luke for joining and tune in to the next episode.